Welcome back. Having a fun little visit to a quaint little mountain town in Japan might have been on my bucket list until what we saw in the last episode, in which case I might have changed all of my plans. Seeing a grand chasm underneath our home and the beginnings of a worm god, things are not looking great. They didn't exactly bring any climbing gear with them either to get out of the pit, so I think they're going to need a little bit more than just speed. Let's see if Turbo Granny has any advice for them. What was that just now? Some weird back... Careful with the jaw! Oh! Some weird backstory type... Oh, it wasn't Gigi holding him off. It was he himself pulling his cheeks apart. Not a sentence I thought I'd say, but sure. Why exactly is he in so much like turmoil right now? Please put the blade away. With the room itself seeming to pulse and move because there's the big worm for it, but why the strongest of all weaponry? It is a tremor. The vibrations of things moving. Stay still and you'll be okay. Why does he keep trying to end things? Something tells me that this wasn't the first time he's heard this. Oh, holy hell. So, his parents weren't ill, so to speak. Might need a haircut there. And breaking the window just gave him access to a lot more... Good catch. Something stabbed me. Good thing that she is... Well, what is the makeup of this body for Turbo Granny? Is it a porcelain cat, or does she now have some sort of, like, stuffing? I mean, it would make the consuming them a lot easier if they don't fight back. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I should have guessed that tying her up won't really do much if she has the psychic hand to do her bidding. Need to keep anything sharp out of the vicinity. Something needs to be done about the worm then, because until that, they're just going to keep attempting a way out. I mean, I've had glass injuries before. Not that deep, not that big, but wow. We've known that Jizi himself can be quite the character, but to launch himself into harm's way like that and take proactive action in a moment like this. As just a kind of normal person in the midst of everything. Ow. Yep, just take him to the edge. I do like it's like a waning sun beaming down on them. And much like Silky or something, is he going to awaken? That was a neat sound effect. Also, yeah, I don't think I need to worry about or think about if he's going to awaken anything now, seeing that. Since it was facing away from them towards that worm. Is it going to be colourful as a fact? You know, how they've each got their own tone to go with. Juicy seems to be a dark purple. With, you know, I'm going to go back to the first season opening, with it being so off all the time, because it was I can't remember how it was described now, but I looked it up and it was like a hip hop something or other, but offbeat and off kilter all of the time. I liked that it was so odd because it really dug into the themes of the show a bit. This is just a good theme. I think it has that bite of the other one, but it's... Oh. Didn't have time to get dressed, I see. It seems to be blocking out the worm's rays. Be sure to thank him properly. Really? So we've got one suicide being to another. Is he just perturbed that the worm is muscling into his turf? Yada yada. Yeah, Okarune's headbutt is... Oh, it's a Hydra. Yeah, Okarune's headbutt is such an effective attack. Can't avoid line of sight there. Is this the best way to get across a understanding and a backstory? Delve into my eyes and I'll tell you my tale. The empty shadow room that we saw before with the lone figure, I'm guessing, was the evil eye. Emulating them playing out in the sun. Why is he locked away in this storeroom? One moment of kind of peace in their lives was seeing someone else happy. Are we getting like a Joan of Arc kind of thing? You know what happened with Joan of Arc, I'm assuming. A volcano ravaging the land and what, to appease the gods? That's, well, at least it was artistic. That kind of explains why they were left alone in that little wooden prison, or underground wooden prison. Crispy. And one that can't die? Or was it because, the crows were feasting? I see. So now, what, it can only be witnessed by children? Meeting a new friend and... darkness follows. I like this. It's not anything that they are purposefully doing. If that keeps him away, then join in. Just like that, one tragedy follows another. I do like the idea of... Oh, I was going to say, kind of unconscious dealings and deaths like that. But we are seeing, obviously, an orange beam, which is the worm. Ah, of course, with no physical form, there is no help that can be wrought. The back and forth. And this is how, this is how you birth an evil god. Huh. So a kid that just wants friends who are being brought up to be a sacrifice, then persisting just in this area, this zone, being warped. So what? We combine the spirit with the... was it the id? Ah, the body. Finally, release him from his cage. He ran quite far away to be able to get down here, to be fair. But at the very base of it, what was here first? This room or the worm? Tied to a center beam? Trapped down here alone all this time. Everything that we've seen so far kind of agrees with that, apart from there are those that are left separate. The children were safe. Turbo Granny should understand that. I mean, she was protecting the girls and whatnot, their spirits in the tunnel. Oh! Why is the room filled with honey? Ooh, that might not be honey. Give it a lick, see what it is. You dense turd nuggets! I mean, I'm feeling this is the first time that this worm has faced anything quite so grand, which is why he couldn't keep up with their running. If this is why there wasn't any of that goop here before. Why is there hair everywhere again? Granted, not quite the same as a silky in the hair, but oh, it's under his skin. It's got a hold of him, but now just needs acceptance. Needs to allow him in. There's someone in his room, in his interrupting his grand loneliness. So if he allows just a game or two, I think it'll be okay. Who else than Gigi to put on a smile and a brave face in the face of tragedy and danger, ignore everything, try and be the jokester and the fun friend. That was a neat 3D movement. Maybe we should have listened. Is Okudun going to waken from the second dose of paralysis? I do like the backing, so I hope he doesn't drown in the weird worm amber, but weird didgeridoo soundtrack to all of this. His tracksuit could not keep up with it. He kicked its head off. Is she just going to be in his underpants constantly? Okay. Is that what you meant by playing? We have her with her psychic powers and hands, Gigi with his legs, and of course the strongest of all, Okudun in his forehead. Is there going to be a fight back? It's like, hang on a second. This is only playing. What are the rules to this game? Give me back my body if you're gonna cheat. Yeah, his shield is much more polygonal. Wow, that is... Okay, shading and design and everything of all of this, really good. Especially the impact frames. He said he wants to play, so why not have a game of kickball? And I have to mention it again. The audio in this. The sound design is amazing. Are you going to join in with the ball games here? Huh. And because of that, you have now, given rise to a terrifying being. Yeah, but he was at the epicenter of all of this going on, I guess. Kind of absorbed a whole bunch of stuff. Stay down, stay out of sight. Don't drag attention to yourself. Oh, he does more than just kicks. How many times is she going to break the environment with her spine? Back in the at the house of the giant sumo alien, and now here as well. As a Uzumaki. That squeak. Okay. Oh, that's how you end it? Blow for blow. Has Okarun managed to increase his stamina a little? I like that the granny knew something was up, that something might happen alongside this journey that they've been sent on. But also trusted them enough that they might be able to overcome whatever it is. But how many spirits are going to have, and yokai are going to have the origin of just misunderstood, or they were treated horrendously by the people around them? That's a sob story, a horrible upbringing. They're not evil by pure chance. It was environment and people. That was an episode. Multiple deaths that we've seen throughout the eons here, all caused by giant worms, and then a spirit that kind of took up the mantle thereafter, seeing the darkness and evil of humanity. All I wanted was to play. At first I thought, maybe they were locked away because they were assumed to be some sort of evil spirit or something, but no, what it actually appeared to be just, yeah, they were kept away as what, a sacrifice in times of need. Okay. But now we've usually kind of allowing it to incorporate his personal form into itself. I do like how the design kind of accentuates Gigi's, having his ear piercings elongated and very colourful, actually. Having, granted, his athletic form be accentuated a little by the tighty whities that now adorn his waist. I don't want to know if that was what he was actually wearing at the time. I would like to assume that they're supernatural in origin. After all, the sweatpants didn't last very long. Let's hope these are made of better fabric. But humanity is capable of some horrendous things. Easily we can just point to elements of history in the past and say, see? But we can also point to elements today and say, see? But having it painted so succinctly for us in a flashback, how willing we are to throw one another into the fire for just a little bit of protection, even if it is just superstitious. And how far those superstitions can lead. But was the head of the family here the same one that we saw back when the Evil Eye origin was burned at the stake? Or is it just the same family and this happened to look very, very similar? But I do like the fact that, much like Okarun, we've got now a character who has an evil spirit residing in him, and he can't control his own powers precisely or well or at all. Unlike the two girls who now have full control and they're able to use their shit accordingly. There's not someone trying to, you know, whisper into their ear, steal their soul in order to, well, have a living corpse and control it around. I don't... this episode... Ow, I just cut my leg. This episode did not have the emotional pull of when we got Silky's backstory, her telling of the tale, how she became a spirit, a yokai and whatnot. That was told perfectly, I think, in my estimation. It had elements of the dance in there, the fact it was almost entirely wordless. The cinematography of it, the camera work of it was impeccable, and then the telling of the moonlight dance on the roof leading into her fall over the edge, which I didn't get it when I watched it immediately, but obviously I understood later on. Whereas this, you still had those undertones, that darkness, yeah, human sacrifice and everything, but it didn't latch on to me quite as well, if at all. But still, really nicely done. I think that separation of understanding of why anything actually happened to it is just like, yeah, sacrifice. Okay. Maybe if we saw the people that were guarding him and who put him into that room, it would just cause further problems and trying to get into the story. Who knows? Without seeing it, I can't tell. But I do like the fact that it's not a evil spirit per se. At least not in that forte, not in that telling, not in that story. Just a child that is lost and lonely, wanting friends, finding others throughout time to try and latch onto and have that element of play. It's just the adults they got in the way. They reminded him of darker times and therefore needed to be removed from the picture. Maybe they can come to some sort of understanding. To find out, we're going to have to watch a lot more. Luckily for us, there is. So, if you enjoyed this one, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out future uploads. Jump onto my Discord as well for memes and votes, polls, and notifications when new episodes do go up. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Dig yourselves out from any holes you may have fallen in, and I'll see you in the next one. I need to thank each and every one of my patrons for getting me out of the underground bunker that I'd built for myself in this channel, and instead putting me in a completely separate underground bunker for this channel. So I need to thank AGSTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zcat, Zug, and everyone else. For if it wasn't for you, I'd still be alone in the dark.